during the last week, it was confirmed that a change had occurred at Iceland's now famed Fagradalsfjall volcano, which has produced 3 entirely effusive eruptions, with one occurring in 2021, 2022, and 2023. Simply put, the ground is confirmed to once again be rising underneath Fagradalsfjall, and it may only be a matter of time before another magmatic intrusion and potentially even a volcanic eruption occurs. The last such eruption continued for 27 days, covering a total of approximately 1.5 square kilometers and a layer of basaltic lava. Yet, even before this eruption finished, a change had occurred at depth, as, around July 23rd or on day 14 of the most recent eruption, the ground began to slowly rise. This was first assumed to be a simultaneous magmatic intrusion in the vicinity of the Keilir vent to the north of the eruption site, but I believe the source of this inflation was misidentified. Instead, the source of the inflation in the 86 days since, which has totaled a maximum of 33 millimeters or 1.3 inches, appears to be located in a range between 1,000 meters south of to 1,500 meters west-northwest of the 2021 Gildingadalur vent. While the Fagradalsfjall volcanic complex encompasses the entire region I have outlined in light blue, the underlying magma chamber is located along an 8,300 meter long dike, and since this is closest to the potential site south of the 2021 Gildingadalur vent, I will assume that this is the center of the actual uplift. But what exactly does this uplift mean, and does it indicate that a magmatic intrusion is currently ongoing? Based on the current geophysical data, in my opinion, a magmatic intrusion is not technically ongoing underneath the Fagradalsfjall volcano, although magma is intruding into the crust at such an extent that it caused the overlying rock to be pushed upwards, hence the ongoing ground deformation. This magma movement is occurring at a depth of between 14 and 15 kilometers, just right above the moho layer, so this is literally occurring in almost the bottommost section of the crust. To better understand what I exactly mean by all of this, I present a model of the Fagradalsfjall volcano. The light blue arrows represent the initial periodic activation of this volcanic complex every few thousand years, where it soon after erupts repeatedly in a short amount of time before eventually going back to relative inactivity via the white arrow. The red arrows represent the progression of events expected for a volcanic eruption to occur, while the blue arrows indicate a failed progression which subsequently resets to the first step. In this 7-step sequence of events which potentially leads to a volcanic eruption at step 6, we are currently at step 2. Since 2021, this stage has lasted between 2 and 3 months in duration before each time leading to a magmatic intrusion. 3 of these 4 magmatic intrusions resulted in a volcanic eruption. Thus, since we have technically been at this stage since August 6th, if we were to go purely off of this metric, a new magmatic intrusion could be expected to occur by November 6th. However, while the current deep buildup of magma is likely to eventually generate a new magmatic intrusion, volcanoes are overall quite complex, and therefore we cannot really predict by when the next magmatic intrusion will occur. Therefore, the date I just stated is by no means a fact or a prediction that something will occur by then. Such an intrusion will be triggered only when enough magma at around 15 kilometers depth reaches sufficient pressure that it breaks the overlying rock. Regardless, Fagradalsfjall is now closer towards the potential magmatic intrusion occurring than it was a month ago. We will know for certain if a magmatic intrusion is ongoing once the rate of uplift further increases to a much higher level and a strong earthquake storm occurs. While the rate of earthquakes at Fagradalsfjall has definitely increased since October 12th, it is not yet abundant enough to definitively signal a new magmatic intrusion. Of course, this series of events could simply cease and jump back to minimal activity occurring, meaning a magmatic intrusion or volcanic eruption is not a certainty in the next several months. So, will a new magmatic intrusion occur by the end of 2023? Only time will tell. As a final note, I would like to thank my new patron Sogno for supporting this channel.